Showtime, 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 beautiful people. Welcome to the final circle. It is going to be a very, very interesting YouTube series where I will cover esports, gaming, and everything in between. And speaking of esports and gaming, where do we start? Well, first things first is let's define the terms. Because a lot of people tend to get these things confused as to which is which and which one entails. So I'm here to, break down a little bit of that barrier. A lot of you are confused, and a lot of organizations, especially in this part of the world, Nigeria specifically, I'm not even going to say this part of the world, a lot of organizations in Nigeria get this confused. They use one term for the other, and they use certain terms to mislead certain people, even because they themselves are ignorant. But Priest is here to save you, because, my name is also the Messiah, and I'm wearing a Dior shirt, which means I know what I'm saying. But that aside, so let's start with the terms. Like I said earlier, gaming, esports. What is the difference and what are the similarities? Okay, first things first is gaming. Broader term is gaming, games, video games, even betting. Yes, even betting, because some of the companies that are registered in Nigeria under betting companies refer to themselves as gaming companies. I won't call no names. You know yourselves. But that aside, we also need to, intricately be aware of what it means to be gaming, So like I said earlier, gaming, esports, what are the similarities? What are the differences? So we talk about gaming first and foremost. Video games, any games, really any games. As long as it entails you relaxing, casually, having fun, console, PC, Ludo, arcade, it's really broad. There's a lot of games. There's so many different types of games, and all of them fall under this umbrella. Now, esports is the competitive aspect of gaming, So esports is electronic sports. That is by definition, that is what esports is, electronic sports. So it is much more online based. You would require a little bit of internet connection, maybe a cable connection, but that kind of energy is required when you're trying to participate in esports activities. So what are the differences? First things first is gaming, like I said, is very broad. It covers everything. Esports is under the umbrella of gaming, because in gaming you have the casual gamers who would like to have fun, sit back, play, The Last of Us, God of War, those types of things. And then you have the competitive gamers. Now, competitive gamers are called esports athletes. Some of them don't even use that term. That is another issue we'll address at a later time. Esports athletes are athletes as well. They compete to win. They take their time to learn strategies, to adapt, to get better at the game. Why? Because they want a competitive edge. They want a competitive advantage. They want to be better than the next person. The person that's playing God of War, Last of Us, and any of those other games that allow, like one player, maybe two players at the max, they are not thinking of they are thinking of beating the game. They're not thinking of beating the next person. So when you have titles such as let's say Call of Duty, for example, most people know Call of Duty. You know what Call of Duty is about. Call of Duty, some would consider it, casual game, and some of these titles serve both purposes. They can be for fun, but they can also be competitive. For example, Warzone. Warzone, I see a lot of people playing Warzone. It's chill, it's cool, it's battle royale, and you can play on your console or on your PC. But again, there's a competitive mode. There is an aspect of the game that allows people to compete. Here is another analogy I would like to use. Playing Sunday League, for example, that is gaming. Sunday League at your five-a-side football team with your friends, possibly your family, that kind of thing. That's what you'd call gaming. Playing in the Champions League is esports. If you're not understanding my analogies, I'm pretty sure you would understand what I just meant by explaining that. So those are the differences, you know? So when you ask someone, what do they do? And they tell you, oh, I'm a gamer. What does that really mean? What is a gamer? Anybody can be a gamer then. But when they ask you, profession, what is your profession? You know, like they did in the movie 300. It makes me remember. Spartans, what is your profession?
Spartans! What is your profession?
You know, and they proceed to tell you how they're going to dismember their enemies and stuff like that. So you see where I'm going with this. But again, you would ask, what is a gamer? You know, I ask you, what do you do? Oh, I'm a gamer. Okay. So is that a lucrative, you know, is that a lucrative thing? Do you get paid to play video games? Because that's the next question that follows that. Do you get paid to play video games? No, you do not. You're not a gamer. You're just having fun at home. The context between what a gamer is and what an esports athlete is are very different. Esports athletes are the ones that you will see participating in games, but at a little higher level. They are trying to win thousands, if not millions, while playing this same game you are playing in the comfort of your house. That is the difference, the levels. To participate in esports, there is a structure. There's going to be lights, there's going to be cameras, there's going to be action. But to be a gamer, you don't really need lights and cameras and action. You just need to have the game and play it at any time you want. And that's being a gamer. But when they ask you, what do you do? You cannot say you are a gamer if you are an esports athlete. You are an athlete, period. You are not a gamer. A gamer is someone like Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat will sit on his stream and play video games after video games after video games. But again, he will not identify as a gamer. He will identify as a streamer. Another thing entirely. That is a different thing in its own right. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about gaming and esports. So, which category do you fall into? You tell me. Well, my name is Priest, and yeah, that's all we have for you today. We'll catch you at the next episode of The Final Circle. See you next time. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and give me a couple of ideas on what you want to see in the next edition of this podcast, or rather this YouTube series. Thank you. Peace.